Hello, I'm Melissa Castellanos with Halo Creative Designs. Today we're going to make an extra large pumpkin topper that's the perfect complement to your Halloween decor. So let's get started. The base is constructed on a 12-inch wire frame. We used a block of floral foam. We placed the frame on top of it to trace out our circle. Then we placed that circle on top of the pumpkin stem to create a divot, and then we were able to cut out where we made the divot to allow the circle to fit snugly on top of the pumpkin. You're going to use 4 different colors of 10-inch Deco mesh. You're going to cut the mesh in 12-inch strips, and we're going to cut 12 pieces of each color. Now that we have our mesh cut, we need to make our bundles. So we grab some pipe cleaners and our first piece of mesh. Now, following the natural curve of the mesh, you need to roll it into a tight roll, which is called a spiral or a curl. Gather it in the center between your thumb and fingers. Place your pipe cleaner and twist one time to secure it. Grab your next color, repeat that step going with the natural curve of the mesh, roll it, gather it in the center, and add it to the back of our bundle. When you're adding the curls or spirals to your bundle, keep the seam side to the bottom. That keeps your frayed edges from being visible on the top. You're going to add your third color to your bundle, roll, gather in the middle, and add to the back of your bundle and twist once to secure. Now with our last color, make a spiral, gather in the center, and add it to our bundle. Now since we cut 12 strips of each color and we use one strip of each color per bundle, we're going to make 12 of these cute little bundles. Now that we have all of our bundles made, we need to attach them to our frame. We're going to use the outer 2 rings on this frame. You'll wrap the pipe cleaner around those 2 rings and twist off on the back to secure your bundle. There are 12 bundles. There are 6 sections on this frame. So you will need to attach 1 bundle to each crossbar and then 1 bundle in each section. Next, we need to secure our floral foam to the bottom of the frame. This will allow some place for our picks to stick into. We're going to secure both sides with a zip tie and cut off the nubby end. Now we need to secure the hat. So we're going to take a pipe cleaner, wrap it around the bars on the back of the hat. Then we're going to attach those pipe cleaners to the frame. To keep it standing upright, you'll need a skewer that you will push down into the floral foam very firmly and then use the pipe cleaner on the hat frame to secure it to the skewer. Then you'll want to put a little bit of hot glue around the base of that skewer just for added security and stability. Since this hat is large and top heavy, we need another anchor point. So we're going to take our ice pick or screwdriver, poke a couple of small holes in this side of the hat brim, run a pipe cleaner through that's the same color as the hat, so it's camouflaged, and then we'll attach that to the wire frame. And this will ensure that your hat won't do very much moving. To start off with our picks, we're going to start with our largest, our tallest piece and establish the height we want our piece to be. So I cut a little bit off and I'm checking placement. And if you need to, you can cut a little bit more till you find the desired height. Add some glue to the bottom and press it into the floral foam very firmly. Now we need to prep our sign. So decide where your sign is going to go. See where it would meet the frame, and that's where you need to attach your skewer. Here I used a little bit of E6000. It needs time to set up and cure, so we do it now and set it to the side, and by the time we're ready to use it, it'll be good to go. Now we're going to add deco tubing. I cut 80-inch strips and I formed them into 3 loops on one side, 2 loops on the other, so a total of 5 loops. So 80-inch strips of deco mesh formed into 5 loops. Secure it with a pipe cleaner and do 4 of these bundles. You're going to place these bundles randomly, evenly spaced around the perimeter of your design. Now we can start to add some of the other picks. I have 2 picks that have 2 wooden pumpkins. We're going to place 1 on each side of the hat. I also have some swirl picks. We're going to cut the 1 pick in half and use part of it on one side of the hat and the rest on the other side of the hat. We're just trying to balance each side out so they look even. This was 1 solid pick that I cut down into 3 pieces. I'm going to take the larger, taller piece and place it behind the hat to camouflage the skewer, so you won't be able to see the skewer. Then I took and skewered some pumpkins. I've got 2 sizes. I have these smaller black and white pumpkins that we're going to add randomly throughout the design. I used 3. Then I also have some that are a bit larger. They're orange with glitter and sequins and sparkles. And we're going to add a couple of those as well. So basically you just take a skewer and poke it through the styrofoam. The pumpkins are made of styrofoam, so it goes through easily. I just dot a little glue on it to give it some stability. Then you'll finish adding these branch picks to the side of each, or to each side of the hat rather. So now we're going to prep our small wooden boo sign that we're going to add to the front. We attached a cable tie mount so we can attach our pipe cleaner to it. And we're reinforcing that cable tie mount with some E6000. It just ensures that in the heat it's going to stay on. Now we're going to finish adding the larger size pumpkins that we skewered. And you're just going to eyeball and decide where they need to go. We're trying to balance out each side of the hat. Put some hot glue on the bottom of your skewer before pressing firmly into the floral foam. Now let's attach that boo sign. We're going to take the pipe cleaner and run it around the wire frame and tie off to secure it. Now we get to add some ribbon. To start, we're going to add to each side some curly tails. Using about a 3-yard section, gather it somewhere roughly in the middle. It doesn't have to be exact. And then roll each side up as you see me doing here. Then you will attach that to the frame using a pipe cleaner. And you can pull on the ends of those curls to give you your length. And again, we did 2 of those and attached 1 to each side. Next, we're going to make some bows to go with those tails. So we measure out a 12-inch tail, 12-inch loops, and another 12-inch tail. We're basically making just a 2-loop bow, dovetailing our ends. And we're going to make 2 of those, 1 for each side because we put tails on each side. And then you're just going to secure it on top of those tails using the pipe cleaner. We have 1 more small bow to make, 10-inch tails and 10-inch loops, and it's a 2-loop hand bow. Secure it with a pipe cleaner down the middle, and then we're going to attach it to the frame just under the front of the brim of the hat. The last step is to add our sign, our focal sign. It has had time to set up. It's ready to go. We're just adding some hot glue to the skewer that we attached to it and placing it into our design. And that's it. The rest is just fluffing and you're good to go. Here's our completed design. We used a base of Deco mesh, added some gorgeous embellishments and wooden signs, some picks. We used some black and white striped ribbon and 1.5 inch, some Deco tubing, and this design turned out phenomenal.